goal. That is a dream goal.
They found it. They finally found the goal they were looking for.
What a finish that is. Do not scratch your eyes. This is really happening.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Game and Frame in a chilly Randall's Island, as the month of April certainly doesn't feel like April at the moment. Randall's Island Field 75 specifically will feature a midweek makeup match between league leaders Sandzak and Central Park Rangers, game number 12 on the season for both of these sides. Of course, it is a makeup game, a early cancellation in this spring season due to snow. Let's begin with the league leader Sandzak, who begin a perfect 11 for 11 on the season and are looking to extend their lead at the top of the table to 10 points with a win here tonight. Of course, they would have the game in hand over second place Block FC for the time being, but they can extend their lead at the top to double digits with a win here today, coming off a 4-2 win last time out against Manhattan Celtic. And they have scored 33 goals and only conceding a measly 8 so far in the first 12 games of the season. Furthermore, Central Park Rangers 2, on the other hand, begin the day in 6th position on 16 points, but with a +3 here tonight would take them into playoff position in 4th place, overtaking Polonia on the same number of games played in 4th place. That being all important, the top 4 will feature in a playoff. The, of course, champions of the division will have the right to play next year their football in the APSL. Central Park Rangers 2 also coming off a thrilling 4-3 win last time out against Hoboken. Given that this is a makeup game, this is the first matchup between the two sides in the season. I believe their second matchup is the penultimate matchup to the season, the second to last game, if I spotted correctly the fixtures previously, and there can be a very important 3 points there, but the point of difference, the point of emphasis here certainly is who will take the 3 points here tonight at Randall's Island. It should be a promising match between two informed sides. What melodrama will we have on our hands here tonight at Randall's Island? As you see, the two sides enter the pitch. Sandzak will be wearing their all-black kit, and of course Central Park Rangers too will be sporting their white kit, black shorts, black socks. The three-man crew in the center. Certainly a big game for both of these two sides that we mentioned in the pre-match. A win for Central Park Rangers can propel them into playoff position. Really, the positions 3 to 6 don't have a lot of point differential, so 3 points can certainly take you up a couple of spots, and furthermore a long way in the quest for playoff positioning. And for Sandzak, moreover, a win, like we mentioned, can take them 10 points clear over second place Block FC, who will feature on Sunday. So too will Sandzak, that is, as this is a makeup game. They will feature again in about 72 hours time against Zoom Schneider on the field very beside us to our left, on the Super Sunday that we have up and coming on our cards here at Game and Frame. One note to put a little asterisk on is the return of Fero Sabovic for Sandzak, and featuring here tonight from the start. Will most likely lead the line with Mamadou Diambera off the left, Matthew Heze off the right, Markovic lining up presumably in the 10 with Kalenovic, Hrstenovic, a double pivot, and the back four of Mabruk, who will debutize once more for Sandzak at right full back. And we'll get to that as in due course, as Ben Kogan gets us off and running. First possession for Central Park Rangers, who are attacking from right to left in this first half. Song in the middle of midfield locates Jalo. Ben Kogan, a mainstay for the Central Park Rangers side in the middle of midfield. Their maestro in the middle of midfield. Here he is in possession, touching it to Merchant, who has begun at left full back, trying to go around Mabruk. A pass backwards to Danilo Nikčević, who will clear lines out into touch. Merchant to take the first throw-in, flings it into the area. Jeffrey Gadd applying a touch. Kalenovic using his body to retain the possession. A little shimmy to free up some space, and finds his centre back Jeffrey Gadd, who, like we mentioned, is partnering Captain Mirza Sabovic at the back with Hrstenovic at left full back. An opportunity for Central Park to get their first shot off in anger. Song, byline, service with the left foot, a hacked clearance, Mabruk's touch, Matthew Heze back to Kalenovic. Good early high press on from Central Park Rangers, and they can keep the possession now with Jalo, who finds his left full back, picks up his head and will tease one into the area. Gadd first time. Strong beginning from Central Park high up the pitch. Kogan wins the first header. Markovic will cushion. A couple of absentees for Sandzak that we will touch upon, especially not in the 11. They might be on Kamal Hat's bench, but for the time being, no Chelebi in the starting 11 for Sandzak. So too Mirza Sabovic, of course, Captain Harris captaining the side, and is at centre back. Nikčević finds Mabruk, who last time out played in the reserve game, and 70 odd minutes in the first game. A long day's work for the centre midfielder slash now right full back for Sandzak. Now will deputize once again at right full back. Nikčević, Kalenovic first time. Sabovic will fling one over the top towards Diombera's movement. And the ball will fall into the arms of Coach Kemal Hat, who will give it to his one of his defenders to try to build out an attack. Kogan will lift. Nikčević will come out to collect comfortably. The Montenegrin shot stopper, of course, as per usual, as we know, one of the top-notch goalkeepers in our division here. His side only conceding a measly 8 goals so far in 12 games, plus now some change. In their 13th game, looking for a shutout. Now looking for the opening goal through Mamadou Diombera, who cuts it towards Matthew Heze. The clearance is with length. Hrstenovic, first time out into touch. For Central Park Rangers, Jalot beginning in the middle of midfield with Sang, almost a similar formation, 4-3-3, depending on if the two in the advanced role of the lone 6, who is for the time being Kogan, is playing a double pivot, but similar formations, a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 if you'd like, for both of these sides. Mora leading the line for Central Park Rangers, and as we saw in that last action, pressing. Diombera is in a duel with Kuntz, and fullback wins his side a throw-in. Fero Sabovic, Merchant, Mabruk just about keeps it in the circumference of the pitch, according to our linesman Paulo Primavera, who also features in the APSL. The fun fact of the day, a standout fullback for Coach Polygrafis' Doxa side, in their own quest to try to compete for a playoff position in the APSL. We do remind you the winners of this division will have the right to feature against the sides in the APSL next year. Should be, of course, and is Sandzak's goal to play their football in the APSL next year. However, a long season ahead, as we've just entered almost in the first couple of match weeks in April. Throw in for Sandzak. Thrown in towards Kalenovic, who's stretching. Sang. Ben Kogan. First time to his midfield partner, which receives a ball from Merchant. On the spin, Servici. Kogan always an option, dropping between the lines to really make the game, and almost the quarterback at times of this side. Little check over his shoulder from Sang. There's really no high press on from Sandzak, dropping their lines in a good depth and a good shape, with Sabovic, the furthest man forwards, trying to trigger the press. Zhao's touch out of play. Zhao also at center back for Central Park Rangers, at right center back. Sabovic will have to lift. Kogan first. Mora saying that possibly his man could have turned, that being Servici. Jalot picking up an interesting pocket. trying to spray one to the advanced Kogan. Jalot still in possession. Jalot snapshot. Nikčević with a save. Mabruk has to be weary and just about getting it out. However, throw in for a corner kick, for Central Park Rangers. Nikčević called to action. Now the Sandzak defense have this set piece to contend with. The short approach is declined, flinging it into the area. A dangerous thump off the turf, and have another set piece. Mora will stand over this. Mora's service to the heart of the area. Nikčević applies knuckles to it. Markovic can't make it stick. Throw in for Central Park Rangers high up the pitch, and now they can get some men behind the ball and restructure their shape. Thrown in. Clearance towards the center back, who only found Sabovic. Jalot picking up a lot of the possession in those areas are the midfield triplet for Central Park Rangers in the beginning. Whistle. And a free kick on Sabovic. Of a early couple of substitutions for Sandzak. Bu and Sabovic are introduced, so indeed Sabovic is in the matchday squad. Mirza, that is, will lead the line, replacing Fero Sabovic, and so too the very industrious worker, hard-working midfielder in Bu, who also didn't begin the game, replacing Markovic. Mora. Thrown in towards Jalot. Ben Kogan will tease one into the second post, and a whistle. A little tug on the shirt of Mabruk, possibly. Nikčević lifts to the halfway line. Mabruk off the heels of Sang, who's battling and dueling and finding Mora, are coming together, and a free kick. Which Merchant will deliver with his left foot. Nikčević constructing a two-man wall. Two hands risen from Merchant. Will coil it up to the second post, overhit. Nikčević will exchange with Sabovic. Sandzak building out from back to front now. Gad. Bu has to just be careful there. And slaloms his way out of trouble for Stanovic. From left full back. From one full back to centre back, Jeffrey Gad. Kalenovic towards the stretching Matthew Heze, who can't catch up to that. 14 minutes gone here at Randall's Island. A good start from Central Park Rangers, has to be said, as they've tested the readiness of Nikčević early on and have had some good areas in the attacking third. So far goalless, however. Chalot will turn. Zhao. Now the press can be initiated from Sandzak. Kalenovic will be clever to retract his foot. Sabovic has to be careful and more importantly communicate with Nikčević, and in fact they did. Chalot, Servisi. Clever movement from Song, but pass was a bit overhit and reached the Montenegrin shot stopper. Kogan beats Stanovic to it. Central Park trying the right hand side now. Song once more will float it. And out of play for a Nikčević goal kick. Of course, guys, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Nikčević to Sabovic. Inverting from fullback is Mabruk, as Kalenovic has drawn out to the right hand side to occupy some space to build out. Sabovic. The sole of the boot controls, and Sabovic will try to find Mirza Sabovic. No whistle. Diambera has Heze sprinting on the right hand side, but once the exchange and the overlap, he will now receive into the area. Mamadou Diambera, byline. Can he get a shot off? Some very important defending in the end. But Sandzak have their first corner of the evening. Nikčević on the halfway line, just instructing his teammates where to stand, as Central Park have left too high up the pitch. Now Mora is jogging back to get in goal side of Hrstanovic. Kalenovic to take with his right foot towards the heart of the area, and it's in from the captain, who rises majestically and opens the scoring for Sandzak. He speared that in with dynamite, as Sandzak have hit the front. Sabovic leaping above everyone, and after a very good beginning from Central Park Rangers, it is Sandzak who have opened the scoring with their captain. Lovely service from Kalenovic, and a good leap and a better header from Sabovic. How can Central Park Rangers now riposte? Zhao, pressed by Sabovic. Diombera, who did very well to win the set piece, it has to be said, now has won his side a free kick. Applause from Nikčević on the other end. Sabovic trotting up, so too Jeffrey Gadd as well for the set piece. Quite essential, but we know the capabilities of the right foot of Kalenovic, who will elevate to Jeffrey Gadd. Kogan, Jalot nibbles it towards Mora. Now they can transition. Flag is now risen. As applause from Coach Kamal Hatt. They had a bit of room to transition there, Central Park Rangers, but the final pass was intercepted. Mabruk controls with the thigh, will just about get it to his goalkeeper, who had to aggressively come off his line. Heze wins a duel. Merchant dispossesses Sabovic, going to ground, and back with Nikčević. Jeffrey Gadd just articulating to Mabruk to elevate. Kalenovic. Hrstanovic ahead of him. He finds the forwards pass, last off the right full back for Central Park Rangers. Diombera. With length, the throw-in, Song. Another, throw-in higher up the pitch for Central Park Rangers, who are looking for an equalizer after Haris Sabovic's header from Kalenovic's beautifully taken corner opened the scoring for Sandzak. A succession of throw-ins on the far right-hand side have gained their meters now. Jalot. Kuntz will flick Song's cushion. Bu. Clearance towards Hrstanovic. First time forward. Asking Mirza Sabovic to have a sprint. Will press the center back, who just about gets it to his fellow center back, who had to go to ground. Zhao with another very timely intervention. The press from Mirza Sabovic certainly caused a little bit of discomfort, but now they can build out. Zhao back to his goalkeeper, Sela. First time advanced up the pitches, Hrstanovic to press. Kogan. Couple glances over the shoulder from Song. Line splitting. Song will eventually find Mora, first time, neat ball. Mora dueling with one into a high foot and appeal of a handball, indeed so. Nikčević just taking his time and getting his team up the pitch before putting his foot through it towards the halfway line. First contact one. Sabovic will clear into the night sky, has to allow it to trickle back to Nikčević. Nikčević, Sabovic, possibly could have played advantage there, but the referee whistled for a handball just below the halfway line. The idea was from Kalenovic to Diombera. Free kick. Is going to be a word or a booking. I think the first situation is elected for as quick word in the ear of Mirza Sabovic, as Servici's needing a moment. Of course, guys, stay tuned for more Game and Frame action this Sunday. Polonia will take on this very Central Park Rangers 2 side in a very big matchup in the Cosmopolitan First Division at 10 a.m. on Sunday, followed by a APSL Metropolitan Conference at 2:30 p.m. New York International taking on Lansdowne, as that service is overhit. Hoboken will take on Richmond County at 4 p.m. Another APSL Metropolitan matchup. And finally at 8 p.m. Sandzak will take on Zoom Schneider 2 here at Randall's Island. Substitutions for Central Park Rangers, a couple in fact. Mora has gone off for some fresh legs in the attack. David Brown has entered. Nikčević to his fullback. The high press from the other fullback. Merchant will serve it flat. Can't beat the first man in Jeffrey Gadd, but we'll have a set piece in which Jalot will come over to take. Short option was left unattended. Merchant to the second post. The header. What a save from Nikčević. And cleared out towards Diombera. Instinctive stop from Nikčević. And now the transition opportunity for Sandzak. Diombera has Heze to his right. Wants to find Heze. First time towards Boo. Into the area towards Diombera. Sela with a stop. Back and forth, frantic action. Both goalkeepers saying no in a pivotal moment. Merchant. Game has picked up life as Servici now. Nikčević on one end, answered by Sela on the other. A goal kick for Sandzak now. More substitutions. For Central Park Rangers, dipping into their bench further. They have introduced, like we mentioned, a fresh center forward, replacing Mora. So too David Brown, who's playing just beneath him in the 10. We'll see the subsequent substitutions. I believe at full back, Barry has come on at right full back. Over the top, the flag is down onto his right foot. Will lay it off for the third man run that came in from Brown. Very good watch of football so far in which Sandzak have the 1-0 lead after a very good beginning from Central Park Rangers. A set-piece goal from Sandzak is the only goal so far, riposted by a couple of good chances from Central Park notably, and so too after, some seconds after rather, Sela, who was asked a question in the Central Park Rangers goal. Both goalkeepers with big stops to keep the game at 1-0. Free kick for Central Park Rangers. Brown will stand over it. Floats it to the second post. Kogan stretching. Free kick. Kalanovic will lift. Merchant and Heze in an aerial duel. The last touch came off a Central Park Rangers boot. So another set piece for Sandzak. 30 minutes and some change gone. As per usual, Kalanovic will trot over to take. Sabovic and Jeffrey Grad entering the already semi-congested area, as again Central Park Rangers have left two furthest forward. Kalanovic, the second post, Heze with a leap, a double deflection. Will result in a goal kick, as Sela collected it, but Kogan has to be careful and has the composure to find his teammate, but dispossessed. Sabovic with his right foot. It's a second for Sandzak with millimetric perfection on the half turn. Swiveled and had a go. Beautifully constructed. And the second for Sandzak. The high press again working wonders for Sandzak. 2-0 now in favor of the league leaders. Referee gets us back underway. Dunn, who also has entered from the substitute bench. Mabruk to Boo. Maybe one too many men on his case there to dispossess him. Couldn't slalom past 2 or 3 white shirts. But the possession remains for Sandzak. Diambera. So Sabovic and Sabovic on the score sheet for Sandzak. First Harris. Secondly, just some seconds ago, Mirza with a lovely snapshot. Dunn gets an important touch. Will continue his movement. Flag is down. An opportunity for Central Park, who in the end had a center forward had a little scuffed shot. substitutions for Sandzak. At the right wing, Matthew Heze will be replaced by Mamadou, another player that features for the second team and of course is asked to assist the first team. So Mamadou on the right hand side for Matthew Heze. Mamadou on the right, Mamadou Diombera off the left, and with Sabovic, who is in possession here, leading the line for Sandzak, Mirza Sabovic. Sabovic trying to press back with Joao, exchanging with his centre-back partner, David Brown, coming deep to turn and twist and locate Kogan. Dunn has some space on this left-hand side. The right was elected for in that instance. Diombera has a bit of trouble on the far-hand side. Brown onto his right foot. Sabovic. Stanovic beaten to it by Joao. Merchant advancing from left full back. There's a couple of areas to serve. Advancing the full back. Steady free kick or just a whistle that the ball maybe ricocheted on the face of a Central Park Rangers player. I believe we'll restart with a drop ball. Servisi, that was. Gives a thumbs up to the referee, so all good, and indeed it's a drop ball. Bu on the turn, quickly dispatches. A flick from Diombera. Stanovic from left full back, reversing it to Sabovic. Sabovic driving onto his right foot. Sabovic, Kolenovic from a long way away. Good idea in the end, but off target. More substitutions for Central Park Rangers. I believe Mora has re-entered, replacing Servisi. Maybe they will play with two out-and-out centre forwards now, or will Mora lead the line with Brown just going back one notch in the midfield? We'll see in due course as it's laid to Brown, who will shape his right foot around it. Caught it cleanly, but in the midriff caught Nikčević, and he held on. Sabovic turning. Brown, who certainly has been on the possession a bit. Kogan, Merchant, Kolenovic. There's a couple of runners ahead. Will do the sure thing and find his fullback. Furthermore to Nikčević. Clears lines. Joao adjudged for a push. It's probably the correct thing from both coaches, has to be said, to really mix and match in this first half, as there was no games played last week due to Easter celebration. So maybe the teams just need a bit of extra fuel in to reset and to manage the minutes and try to mix and match, of course, tactically, and to try and change things up, given that the substitutions are in and out in this league. Can dip into your bench as many times as you want. Jalot, who was in possession here, began the game and now has re-entered and won his side a free kick, in which he will quickly take to Ben Kogan. Once again, advancing is the fullback Merchant. We'll check it back. Lines discipline for Sandzak. Diagonal. Hrstanovic will win the header and try to win the subsequent duel. Jalot. Merchant very advanced from left full back. Clint Dunn with the sole of his boot to Mora, who nibbles. Nikčević with calm to his captain. Kolenovic will lift diagonally towards Mamadou, who has to assort his body with a step over, and will win his side a throw-in. Just about 5 minutes left in this first half, in which Sandzak have found 2 goals through captain Sabovic, and secondly through man in possession here, Mirza Sabovic. Hrstanovic, step over onto his right for Hrstanovic, will try to beat Sela at the first post, but goalkeeper down low to his left to collect without spillage. And will get his team up the pitch, thumping his clearance towards the halfway line. Barry first time, Mora round the corner. Neat play from Central Park, trying to find the final product. Kalanovic will once again try to find Mamadou. Centre back is going on a slalom forwards. Mora is fouled, as will the referee dip into his book? Indeed so. A mistimed challenge on Mora from Hrstanovic. Important moments for both sides, some minutes before the halftime interval. David Brown standing over the set piece. Merchant had a couple of attempts with his left foot. Now the right-footed option is on cue for Central Park Rangers. Brown to the second post, dangerous area. Mamadou's important header, dangerous bounce, an almighty mess in there, and they get a goal back. Scrambling it in, a mighty bounce in the melee of the heart of the Nikčević area, and the final touch getting Central Park Rangers on the board and trimming the deficit to 1 now. Like we mentioned, some very important moments, and Central Park Rangers have gotten exactly what they wanted in the last minutes of this first half. For there certainly has to be said, good work in this first half. Now have gotten a goal to trim the deficit to 1. Not exactly sure who got the final touch on that. It was a scramble of many bodies in the 6-yard area, possibly just a foot or so outside of it, but one important touch of the boot for A Central Park Rangers shirt is exactly what now in essence took away the clean sheet of Nikcevic, who will clear towards Mamadou. Jalot with comfort back to Berry, who's pressed back to Sella, who will clear towards his fullback, who's dueling with Hrstanovic. Kalenovic appeals, and it'll go Central Park Rangers way. Done. Merchant off Mabruk. Some challenges going in, instructing where to play. Was Boo, finds Diombera. Diombera is beaten to it by some very good centre back play to recover. And Central Park Rangers can now possibly get one more attack going. Merchant, the referee, just having a little glance at his watch. Mora on the half turn. Will find Brown, intricate once again. Clint Dunn off the left. Mora, and that will peter out. The very, very good first half. Two very good sides going at it for some very important 3 points. We know the capabilities of Sandzak, and so too we've seen and we know the capabilities of Central Park Rangers. Two very good sides in a first half that will probably end us with 3 goals, 2-1 in favor of Sandzak. Indeed so, as the referee has signaled for halftime. At halftime here at Randall's Island, Field 75, Sandzak 2, Central Park Rangers 1. Stay tuned for the second half.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys, to the second half here at Randall's Island. The first half in which we saw some drama. 2 goals from Mirza and Haris Sabovic to have a 2-0 lead for Sandzak's Persuasion. Reposted at the very end from a goal after a almighty mess in the Nikčević area, but a final product is exactly what was needed from Central Park Rangers. We restart at 2-1 in favor for Sandzak. Kalenovic or Stanovic. Back with Kalenovic with the outside of the foot, exchanging with the scorer of the second goal. Bu will reverse, only finds Kogan. Song has re-entered and will press the first ball, won by Jeffrey Gadd. Stanovic with duels, hacked, bit of pinball. Heze, who also has re-entered for the second half. Matthew Heze, who began the game on one of the 2 wings, the other wing occupied by Diombera. Goal kick for Central Park Rangers. Stanovic possibly disagrees, but we will restart with a Sela goal kick. Like we mentioned in the pre-match, a very important 3 points for both of these sides. Should Sandzak come away victorious, they will extend their lead at the top of the table over second place Block FC to 10 points. With a game in hand, of course, as both of these sides will play in league play on Sunday. And so too if Central Park Rangers come away victorious, if they can manage a turnaround here, they will pop into position number 4 in the top 4. They will find themselves in 4th place, overtaking Polonia, who, we remind you, they will play on Sunday. In essence, a very important game and a half for the top 4 for them. In their position now in 6th, can jump up a couple of positions, so too a couple more should they have a good result go in their favor against Polonia over the weekend. We remind you that Sandzak will take on Zoom Schneider 2 on Sunday. David Brown now has Song to his right, finds Song. Song, a flat ball to the outskirts of the area. Jeffrey Gadd read it well, exchanging with Stanovic. A little bit loose, however. Song can lift up his head. Will try a shot in the end that hacked off a Sandzak player. Song on the turn, pressed by Diombera. Kogan just leaves it a bit short to a center back, which can find Merchant from left full back. Diombera stretching, cushion back to Sela. Diombera will continue the press, and forcing Sela to be cool and calm with his feet. Indeed, he was the Central Park Rangers shot stopper. We remind you as well that both goalkeepers had some important bits to do in the first half. In the span of some seconds, possibly maybe under a minute, Nikčević and Sela were called upon and made very important saves for their side. He might be called into action again as Sabovic was through on goal, tried his right foot. And Sela will clear. Stanovic. Fullback will lift. Song. Sabovic out to win the possession. Kalenovic. Alim Kalenovic infield. Diombera. Triangle. Hans will clear it towards Hristanovic. Flat towards Kolenovic, who has Boo to his right but is dispossessed. Central Park now can transition, but that first ball forward towards Song was intercepted by Jeffrey Gadd. Boo on the swivel. The touch. Corner kick for Sandzak. Kolenovic was once more standing over the set piece with a right-footed out whip towards Diombera. The touch is needing dealing with, and Merchant put his foot through it for another set piece for Sandzak. Now from the other side. Mabruk, last man back. Furthest forward for Central Park is Song. The rest in the 18-yard area to defend this Kolenovic set piece. Whips it in with his right foot towards the penalty spot. Did he do it again? He didn't, but Mamadou Diombera has found the third goal for Sandzak. Almost a replica of the first, as Sabovic got his contact onto the header. A save in the end, but coming into the area and finishing was Mamadou Diombera for Sandzak's third. 3-1 now in favor for Sandzak. Very, very adept from set pieces. Sandzak finding 2 goals from set pieces. Now this one technically on the second phase, but once again Sabovic a very pivotal component to that. Brown appeals of offside. Nikčević can clear lines now. Heze. Servisi flicks. Mabruk dueling. Needs more dealing with. Couple of attempts there. Gadd putting his body between man and ball. It falls to Kogan, who sprays it out neatly to the left-hand side. Will receive it again, but is forced backwards. Step on the ball and turn upfield for Central Park Rangers to now once again try to find another goal to trim the deficit back to 1. 3-1 in favor of Sandzak. They are in the attack now. Song, Nikčević with a good starting position and spreading well. Another opportunity as the shot is lashed over the bar. You can certainly say that with the attacking prowess of both sides that we might not have seen the last goal in this match. 4 goals in about 50 minutes or so, as we're in the 55th now. Hristanovic off the backside of the head of the retreating fullback. Mamadou Diombera onto his right foot. Mamadou Diombera! That is mesmeric for Mamadou Diombera. He has speared that in with great wonder. Unbelievable work from Diombera. His finish beating Sela, and more importantly, a fourth for Sandzak, who have began this second half with appetite. 2 goals in the span of 10 plus minutes for the league leaders. That one, a beautifully taken one from Mamadou Diombera. Once again, Nikčević playing a very important part, repelling Song's latest effort, and minutes later, Sandzak going on the other end, on the offensive end, finding their 4th goal of the evening, excuse me. Brown, first time. Some room on the left-hand side for Central Park Rangers. Song into the area. It's laid towards Servisi, who has his shot. Did it take a touch? No is the answer. Goal kick for Sandzak. Nikčević can make the decision if to build out or play long. He chose the latter, serves it towards the halfway line. Song on the turn. Kalenovic, Diombera first time. Hrstanovic can assess the situation, leave it to Bu. Jeffrey Gadd to Mabruk, who once again is deputizing at right full back. Has some defending to do as that was a little bit loose. Song onto his left foot. Song, Mabruk in the end will, in the nick of time, assess the situation in clear lines. Frantic second half. David Brown with his right foot. Caught it cleanly, but Nikčević behind it. Diombera once again through on goal. Diombera, similar position to where he scored, will unselfishly lay it off to Sabovic. Kogan, frantic pace, it has to be said. Back and forth. And back we go. Hrstanovic will do the clever thing and win inside a free kick. Frantic, frantic, frantic. Sela will ball it out to his center back. Brown coming deep to pick up the possession. Line splitting pass. A couple runners ahead. Servisi, one of them. It's flung into the channel towards Servisi. Gadd standing him up off the shins of Jeffrey Gadd, who will pick up the possession and find Matthew Heze with some space to drive onto that right hand side. Heze driving, trying to bypass everyone. Some contact on Matthew Heze, and a whistle on Merchant. Kalenovic standing over that ball just off center to the right. Congested area for the Sandzak heads to try to apply a finishing touch, but the service is overhit. Goal kick. Of course, guys, stay tuned for more Game and Frame action on Sunday. Polonia will take on Central Park Rangers 2 at 10 a.m., a Cosmopolitan First Division matchup, followed by New York International taking on Lansdowne at 2:30 p.m., a APSL Metropolitan Conference matchup. A further APSL Metropolitan Conference matchup, Hoboken taking on Richmond County, and the main event for Sandzak in their quest for the top spot in the Cosmopolitan First Division. Their next matchup will be at 8 p.m. at this very field behind this, taking on Zoom Schneider 2. Sandzak, who we mentioned, with a win here today, will extend their lead at the top to 10 points with a game in hand, that being on second place Block FC. With the top four now, positions 2 to 5 or 6, very congested. And like we said, a win for a team in the 5th or 6th position can take them up into playoff position. Hrstanovic onto his right foot, Kalenovic behind them, flicks off Kogan. Retreating it is Matthew Heze. A throw in for Sandzak. Mabruk. Hrstanovic. Boo. With safety backwards to Jeffrey Gadd. Furthermore, back to Nikcevic. Center back split. Nikcevic can try to locate Mabruk. Mabruk wins an aerial duel. Hrstanovic. Sabovic will lift. Fullback was underneath it. Kogan asking the fullback to advance. He does so and finds Song. A step over. Kogan has a check over his shoulder. Can tease one into the area. Jeffrey Gadd controls. Finds his captain. Who will clear to the scorer of the goal, of the second goal. Joao in Diombera. No whistle. Diombera through on goal, composed himself, bypasses Sela, and will tap home to an empty net for Sandzak's fantastic fifth. A duel from Joao and Diombera. Diombera bypassed him, and so too bypassed Sela. And tapping home for Sandzak's fifth. 5-1 now in favor for the league leaders. Brown. Gadd will poke it to Kalenovic. Hrstanovic back to Kalenovic. Furthest back to Nikcevic. Thrown in towards Kalenovic. Boo. Can see the intention there. David Brown, Servici, just a bit overhit for him. Merchant with a flick finds his man. Mabruk on the 1v1 defense, and The subsequent cross finding Nikčević, who will almost locate Heze, but an athletic stretch from Merchant wins the possession back for his side. Brown sprays it out to the left-hand side towards a man in white in the area, and that was Song, who tried his left foot but off target. Substitutions for Central Park Rangers, I think at full back, so we'll have a swap at full backs. Barry has re-entered at right full back, meaning a change at left full back as Merchant has come off. Kuntz will go and play off the left-hand side, Barry off the right, and now centre back João in possession, finding Kogan. Barry. This game jumped into life and action in the second half, as it was 2-1 in favor for Sandzak after finding 2 goals in the first half, riposted by a goal from Central Park Rangers in the dying embers in the first half. But a very impressive beginning for Sandzak in the second half, finding 3 goals now to have a 4-goal cushion. Along the way, however, Central Park Rangers have created some very good chances of their own. It might not be a game of the scoreline that it reads, but the clinical nature of Sandzak, you can possibly tell why they are leading in the standings in first place. Central Park Rangers certainly won't give up the fight, trying to find a goal. Central Park Rangers, who we remind you have a very important match on Sunday against Polonia, who, if this result remains, will remain in playoff position for the time being until Sunday, in which we will have more Cosmopolitan, First Division Cosmopolitan matchups. Another offside. And more substitutions for Central Park Rangers. Mora is back on, so to Clint Dunn. As Nikčević will put his foot through it. Flicked on from Sabovic. Has it trying to control. Wins back the possession for the time being, but ran out of pitch. Of course, guys, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Song's touch. Servisi. Brown, who has stretched out to the left-hand side. Free kick. João has gone up from centre back to add height to the area. Brown dinks it in, and what a save in the end from Nikčević, instinctive at that. It fell to the centre back, who tried his first time effort, and a spread / stop from Nikčević, flexibly done. Now quickly organizing his defense to defend the set piece with left towards the second post. It's bouncing quite dangerously in the area as Sabovic can clear it. Servisi, done. Barry has to stretch, will retain it in play. Barry, a flick, 50-50. Barry first time, Diombera will just cleverly retract his leg. Boo with possession given from the referee. Sabovic onto his left foot. Sabovic spread in the end from Sela. Boo possibly having a bit of an issue with his left leg being flexed. Maybe a bit of cramp for the midfielder. Like we said throughout the broadcast, these sides didn't feature last Sunday, so maybe the fitness level is just needing a little bit of care. Can substitute Boo if needed, but he seemingly will remain on the pitch. And a quick turnaround, we should remind you, as games to be played on Sunday. Kalenovic will take the corner. Mora back in defense too for the time. Kalenovic, similar location. As we entered into the 73rd minute here at Randall's Island, 5-1 in favor for Sandzak. Done. Chips it. Good control from Brown. Mabruk appeals for offside and a risen flag from the linesman. Substitution for Central Park Rangers will have to wait as Jalot is prepared to re-enter. Kalenovic left cleverly from the captain to his goalkeeper. Will distribute with his left foot to Jeffrey Gadd, elevating towards Heze. Mabruk will have to wait as Jalot will enter. A attack-minded substitution as the left full back has come off for Jalot. So maybe Central Park Rangers have gone to a 3 at the back. Really, another thing that we should note is, of course, the first tiebreaker in this division is head-to-head. Should you have an equal head-to-head, the next tiebreaker is goal differential. So every goal is of a vital importance now towards the end of the season, of course. Stanovic infield. Sabovic. Flag is risen. Referee with a quick explanation for the latest offside. Bu, who seemingly is all right after coming up with a bit of cramp. Brown to deliver once more. Brown, Nikčević applies knuckles. The shot and another instinctive stop from Nikčević. Pin ball, and the goalkeeper once again showing his reflex and standing firm to prevent the second from Central Park Rangers. Corner kick. Diambera gets a touch. Serve towards Nikčević, who will come out and collect, and with a clever drop kick. Kalenovic. Step overs, slaloming onto his right foot, will reverse it. Jalo going to ground his Mabruk. Clip over the top, the flag is down. Mora again, another save from Nikčević. The third, possibly fourth, point blank stop from the Montenegrin shot stopper. We did mention that certainly a very difficult man to beat, as going into the game Sandzak have only conceded 9 goals in the season, but this man certainly a pivotal part to it, alongside his defense and the rest of the stellar defensive display from Sandzak's side. But once again, Central Park Rangers asking a question of the Montenegrin shot stopper. Kalenovic has Hrstanovic to his left, but will flick it to Mabruk. Kalenovic on the half turn. A frosty day here at Randall's Island. Hopefully the next fixtures that will be played, some better conditions, but certainly Sandzak have brought a little bit of zest to the second half, finding 3 goals after a 2-1 first half score line. Is this the second for Central Park Rangers? Dunn will clip, acrobatic attempt. About 11 minutes left in this fixture. Captain Harisabovic also just saying 10 minutes left, guys, to not, in essence, drop the levels and to continue to see out the last minutes. build out. Jeffrey Gadd. Mabruk, who is pressed by Jalot. Forced backwards. Going to ground, but will find his centre back, who has to play out into touch. Done. Backwards. Everyone behind the ball rather, for Sandzak. Clip over the top. Sabovic there to clear. Has a flicks, but out into touch. Jalot. Done. To locate his fullback, who is advanced. Hrstanovic. Spinning off Dunn. Possibly was for the goalkeeper, but the centre back made it his. Will just about remain in play. Hrstanovic, Kolanovic, first time. Sabovic, Song's touch. Of course, with a game on Sunday as well, can just about maybe save some legs or make a couple of changes in the last minutes to have a fresh squad for Sunday, in which both sides will play very important matchups. Mabruk with another good display. Let's just see this action, as it's going to be the second goal for Central Park Rangers, and with ball in hand, trotting back to the center circle is I believe the center back, who has got himself on the score sheet. Indeed, so it's Zhao. So Zhao on the score sheet for Central Park Rangers, 5-2 now. Zhao, who remained up from center back, finishing like a center forward, beating Nikčević. 5-2 now in favor for Sandzak. Many goals in this midweek fixture. Got Kolanovic. Jalot's press. Jalot once more finds a neat pass to Mora, who will lift. Underneath it is Hrstanovic, who will put his foot through it towards Sabovic. A control. Has it in defense. Mabruk, who was, I was about to say previous to the second goal for Central Park Rangers, who has had a good day at right full back. Once again deputizing Diambera. Wants the movement of Sabovic. Easy is the cry from Sabovic, just to retain a bit of possession now. They have their 3-goal lead still, as the latest goal from Central Park Rangers, trimming the lead to 3, 5-2 in favor for the league leaders. Kolanovic. Stanovic asking Heze to stretch his legs. Matthew Heze into the area, and a corner kick for Sandzak. Kalanovic to deliver. Brown's first touch. Clearance. Bu wins the possession, will try his right foot. Sela comfortable to collect. Brown. Offside. And Kamal Hart will once again dip into his bench. Sabovic replaced by Markovic, who we remind you began the game. Now asked to help out in the attack for the remaining 5 or so minutes of this match, barring anything super melodramatic. Sandzak will have a double-digit lead in the top of the table. Have more defending to do here. Credit to Central Park Rangers. They haven't stopped asking questions, and Nikčević once again, that might be the pick of the bunch. What a save from Danilo Nikčević. Unbelievable once again from the goalkeeper, who gets a couple of hand slaps from his center backs. Nikčević with 5 or 6 amazing saves in this match. More defending to do. Just what I was saying, as credit to Central Park Rangers. They haven't stopped pushing and asking questions of the Sandzak defense. Dunn tries a flick. The Umbara can run away with the possession. Clever pirouette. Finds Bu. They can transition now. They have numbers left and right. Bu wants to find Kalanovic. Finds him. Flag is down. Kalanovic stood up though, however. And late challenge on the captain. Nikčević sprinting from his goal to have a word. It's a yellow card. Mr. Jorge, one of our most experienced referees, just having a word with Sabovic. The yellow card was brandished. Barry first over the top. Gad. Mora finds the seconds. No nonsense clearance from Jeffrey Gad. More substitutions in the last minute. Mamadou Diombara with another good shift. It's going to be Ivanovic, the captain of the reserve side. A defender on paper will now line up in the midfield to assist. Here he is with his first touch, a neat one at that, finding Matthew Heze. Matthew Heze on goal with a toe poke, an assist for Ivanovic. And Matthew Heze, look at the joy as Sandzak have found their 5th. Ivanovic, super sub right off the bench, assisting Matthew Heze, who made no mistake with his finish. A toe poke beating Sela for Sandzak's sensational 6th. And 6-2 now in favor for the league leaders. 8 goals in this midweek treat. Center back, full back, but now in the 10, and Ivanovic assisting, as that was the final act in this match here at Randall's Island, in which we were treated to many goals. A very good watch of football, it has to be said, from both sides. Two very good sides. 2-1 the halftime score for Sandzak, but in the second half they began very strong, finding some goals in the first 10 or so minutes, and continuing to push. Final score here at Randall's Island Field, 75. Your league leaders extending their lead at the top of the table to 10 points. Sandzak 6, Central Park Rangers 2. Stay tuned for an interview.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish. Flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. I'm here joined by Asmir Ivanovic and Mamadou Dioumbara. A big victory for Sandzak today, 6-2 over Central Park Rangers, extending the lead at the top of the table to 10 points. I'll begin with you, Mamadou Dioumbara. Hat-trick hero today. At halftime, however, the score was 2-1. what was said at halftime? Because as the second half began, you guys came out with intensity, and really the next 10 minutes were all the money for you guys.
So in the second half, like coach had lot of conversation about like how this game is not over, because like 2-0 it's not an easy score. So they scored one before halftime. So we knew like if we don't defend well, they will team equalize. So we have the first 10 minutes we press and we got to go, to keep the pressure on.
And one of your goals, very well taken, hat-trick, but talk to me about this one. Off the left-hand side, you cut onto your right foot, almost your signature move, and you thump your finish beyond the goalkeeper. What do you see in those moments when you drive? Of course, you have the pace, but it almost slows down at times, and then it picks up the tempo again. Talk to me about that fantastic goal.
I mean, that goal was crazy, to be honest. I can't even describe that goal. It was a fantastic goal, because I know like it was when I cut inside, I knew I had to shoot. It was a good placement to finish.
Very well said and very well taken goal. Now, Asmir, the captain for the Sandzak second team, I said on commentary a defender, but as we saw, an attacking midfielder. From the moment you came on, you assisted Matthew Hezzy for your side's sixth goal. What is like, of course, captaining the side for Sandzak, and when called upon, of course, making a difference?
First touch, I came, took a touch, saw Hester running on the side, passed it right through him. He made a good finish, finished the game, 3 points, top of the league. We're going to the next.
And of course, we said captain, center back, now midfielder.
Yeah, maybe new position. We never know. Gotta talk to the coach now,
And we said it on the commentary too. A couple of players from the Sandzak reserve side have come on to help on the first team. Mabruk once again playing at fullback, Mamadou playing a couple of minutes, some minutes, and yourself assist on the boards. What is that camaraderie like with the first and the second team helping the first team, and vice versa, the first team helping and coming to watch the reserve?
Coach got us all ready, to help one another. It always comes out, They helped us, we helped them. We stayed together, united, and we go into the next. That's it.
It's a family from what I see on the outside, and it's a very good touch to see Sandzak, and knowing that the first team is now going for promotion in APSL. Is that the goal? Of course, you guys do have the 10 points now ahead in the first place over second place Block FC. That is the goal, but what is said now after moments like this?
Honestly, after moments like this, we all took it in and we said, listen, game by game. Since the first game of the league, game by game. No, straight up focus, no distractions. Stuff happens, but at the end, we always try to get that W and go into the next. That's it.
Very well said. And of course, a quick turnaround. One final question. I know it's a little chilly. A victory here today, but more work to be done on Sunday. Your next game for both sides, the reserves and the first team, over on Sunday night against Zoom Schneider. What are your early thoughts on that?
3 points. That's the goal in every game. So we take game by game. So our goal is to win that game, and then keep the pressure on Bulk FC.
And of course, it's a good gesture. The final word always from the captain. Good day?
Great day.
Congratulations, guys. Big 3 points. Sandzak victory here. 10 points clear in the first place, beating Central Park Rangers 6-2. Mamadou Diombara and the captain, Asmir Ivanovic. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.